back, everybody. I wanted to get back to what we were discussing about the whole child support and the fathers and situation like that. I personally never been through it, so that's why I'm glad these men are here to explain some situations. But what advice would y'all give to any, no matter how age, any man that they know they about to go through this whole little court thing?
All right, so I'll start off like this, right? First thing I need you to understand is child support, for the most part, does not mean that that's the end result of you taking care of your child. So anything that the court awards to their mother, that's just so she can't ask you for anything else. Your child is still going to need from you. They might need monetarily, they might need spiritually, they might need physically, they might need emotionally. But a lot of men check out because she done put them in the system. You get what I'm saying? So that's first and foremost. Second, it's in your best interest when your child is first born, if you're not with the child's mother, to put yourself on child support. And I know that sounds crazy, but listen to my theory on it, or listen to how I break it down. You can go to court and let's say you make it $30,000 a year. Your child support is going to be $333 a month for that particular child. You attach a permanent stay to it so that that child mother can never bring you back to court to increase that child support. Now, over time, you're going to learn how to absorb that $333 because that's what men do.
What you mean? I get
So when I say absorb, for example, like if you have a cell phone bill, you get what I'm saying? Like you don't even see your cell phone bill no more. You just absorbed it. Like that's just what I gotta pay. It is what it is. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna develop some type of side hustle, whether it be legal or illegal, that is gonna absorb that payment. That can take care of this, whether I gotta go shoot dice, whether I gotta go work at T-Mobile, or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna absorb that and I'm gonna keep going. Now, that's how you think as a man. So if you get your child and you put yourself on child support when your child is first born, it's set to that salary. So that could be $30,000, $50,000, $100,000. You're going to make more money over the course of your life. So now, let's say if you was making $100,000 and your child support payment was $800. So let's say you become a millionaire and you didn't do what I'm telling you to do now. Now your child support is 10 times what it was. So if it goes from $800, it's now $8,000 a month. You get what I'm saying? All because you didn't want to put yourself on child support to begin with. We have to get over the whole point of tit for tat. That goes back to accountability. You know what I'm saying? So the way you take her out of the equation, sure, put myself on child support. You getting your money, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to get my child. You get what I'm saying? You getting your money. So if you getting your money, give her the maximum y'all can give her, attach a permanent stay so we don't have to come back. And now I'm going to go ahead, I can live my life. Yes, it's going to be tough that first year because you got a whole new bill that you wasn't expecting. But you're going to learn how to navigate that. You're going to learn how to make up for that. And once you learn how to make up and navigate for that, now we can go and do some other things. Now, this is the whole other kicker. When you file for custody, she got 3 times. She got 3 times to not give you your child according to that custody agreement. After the 3rd time, you take her back for contempt and you take your child full custody. A lot of people don't know that.
What do you mean 3 times?
You have 3.
Double high five.
Just tell you got 3 times. She got 3 violations. She has 3 violations that you need to document. That you are supposed to have your child a Friday at 6 p.m. If she does not have your child to you at Friday at 6 p.m. after 3 times you file a motion, your motions cost $20. The lawyers will tell you it costs $5,000 for them to represent you. That's all because you don't know how to articulate yourself. But gentlemen, I've been through this shit so much that I represent myself in court now. I don't pay no lawyers. I don't pay no lawyers. If she violate that 3 times, take her back to court. She's sitting back in front of that judge. You file a motion. You get what I'm saying? That motion, you're going to get full custody of your child. Now you dictate the terms. You dictate when she see your child. She pay you child support now. That's how that's supposed to go.
All that from just the 3 times?
All that from 3 times. You only get 3 times. If 3 strikes, you're out.
And he said it all.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I had my son young. And like I shared a little bit off camera, like my kids live in Ohio now, but I couldn't see my kids. I didn't have.
And a lot
the
of men are
stay.
like that.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the stay of seeing my children, so I had to set up almost visitation rights and go in courts and try to fight for custody. I paid for custody court, bro. I paid to go. I paid my baby mother to come back to take me off child support. But once you're in the system, they can never take you off the system until your kid is 18, because the system is the system now. It is worse than doing
jail.
Committing a murder. You could commit a murder and do less time than what you would do for child support now. Because now if your kid go to college, you're still paying child support. If you're in child support right now, your child becomes 24 and y'all 21 and y'all beef, and he go off the risk, because he's like, well, I'm gonna go to school anyway. Every month, whatever your child support is set for, they will get that until they graduate college.
Yep.
My question is, how do they determine your monthly pay?
So it typically goes by the best rule of thumb is 10%. You know what I'm saying? The best rule of thumb is 10% whatever your gross salary is. Okay. So now what they typically tell you they're going to do, they're going to say a word called guidelines. So the guidelines are going to go by what the mother make and you make, put that together, split that shit down the middle. Now, where the difference is, the person that makes the more money, that's usually who they're going to attack. Yep. Okay. So typically, the way the world works, the person that makes the most money, doesn't have the time to spend with the child. Exactly. So that's how they look at it. So if you don't spend time with the child and you make the most money, they're going to attack your salary, and they're going to give up to 10% of your salary to that particular child's mother. Now, here's where it gets bad. That can be multiplied per child. You get what I'm saying? That's where you get smacked at. Like I was saying, at one point in time, mine was $3,500. Again, most men are not making $3,500 on paper. And the reason why they're not making that type of money is because they don't want to be taken to court to where as though you can take from them. But to those men that are in fear of making too much money because they're going to get taken for child support, bro, at the end of the day, imagine the life you could live if you just step on the gas. Right. If you could just step on the gas, like, she gonna get what she gonna get. It is what it is, man. Anybody that's going through that's always my advice. Man, give it to her. It's gonna throw her off. Because she's so used to men trying to keep things from her, that for you to say, man, just give her the money and let me get my child. Right. Because a lot of things we see in society is because these people were born and they grew up fatherless. You know what I'm saying? Those of us that have had fathers in our life, we have certain principles, we have certain morals, we have shit that we just not going for. You know what I'm saying? We just not going for it for whatever reason. And when you see people not doing that, that's because of the absence of the man in their life. That man brings structure. The woman brings nurturing. But that man brings structure. He show you this is what you're supposed to do. This is not how you're supposed to do it. This is how you're supposed to talk to people. This is how you're supposed to talk to police to get yourself out of those situations. Because you know police are not on your side until you show that you're not a threat. Right. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be able to use your charm to disarm them. Right. You know what I'm saying? You learn that from a man. You don't learn that from a woman. Because a woman is calling the police like, he did it. And the police is going to take over. You know, he's Captain Saver. You get what I'm saying? A man have to explain himself like, bro, first of all, this is my property. So announce yourself when you step on my property. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of rights and stuff that you have as a young man that they don't explain to you until you've been locked up. Right. Until you don't realize that you could be committing all kind of crime. If he didn't see you, he has no probable cause. You get what I'm saying? Like, he has no reason to walk up to you. He has no reason to even start the investigation to lead to your arrest. He has no probable cause. The average youngin don't even know what probable cause is. You get what I'm saying? So you have to learn your rights from your father. You don't learn your rights from your mother. Yep. She just tell you, call me. Yeah. Sometimes you can't call her.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's what I say. 11 years in a box, bro, taught me two things. If you let child support dictate your life, you'll always be trying to keep bail money.
Amen.
Because that's the only bail that you ain't getting 10% or 1% or 2% for. You got to pay the whole thing to come home. It's $1,000 to $3,000 to $4,000, whatever they say. Well, you got to pay $3,000. Your child support too high. I need $3,000 for you come home. Your people's at home got to come up with $3,000. You know how many times I went in debt to people and trying to pay them back and not just own the money, but own them my lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Nah, bro, I realized if anybody could have taught me something, my father was on child support, and I got 9 sisters. And it was just the grace of God, he got custody of me. And I still paid more than he paid.
Damn. Yeah.
I just said that. He was on child support for 10 kids at one point. And I still paid more than what he paid.
Yeah.
So for me, it was whatever I would tell anybody, any one thing, is prepare. Know the system. Know what you're going to face when you go in there. Knowing what the ramifications. Sit down and have that hard conversation with that woman. What do you want?
And this is go back to what I was saying with that fathers go through some hard stuff too. I mean, like I said, I don't never discredit women, but it just seems like it's always just the women. They go on. It's always the women that goes through. Like them fathers go through. Like even though everything what y'all just said, how did that affect your mental health?
What?
Oh man.
What?
I lost everything.
I was a savage.
I lost everything.
I was a savage. I was homeless.
But
I was ready to eat.
So I want to say this. It cost me a lot of fantastic women. You get what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is because of what this one particular woman or these 2 particular women did to me. When other women would try to love on me, I couldn't see that. I couldn't see past what these women that I've already experienced have done to me, because these women was loving on me at one point in time. And even after they was loving on me, they turned around and did the things that they did. So now this woman feel like she's loving on me. Now, are you loving on me because you love on me? Or are you loving on me because you know I'm a good father? I'm going to fight for my kids. I make good money. So when you do get me in that spot, you got me. It's just that simple. I'm stuck with them. This is a jail sentence.
Bro,
this is listen. I've been to jail. I've lost the gun charge. You can literally Google me and you can see that I've went to jail for weapons charges. And I did less time, less effort with legal criminal charges than I'm going through raising kids. Right? And anyone that knows me know that I'm all for kids, man. I'm all for my children. I'm all for whatever I got to do to make sure my child succeed. Because when I'm done, when my head go cold, the only thing I got left is my kids. So it only makes sense.
I want to say this. This is your answer to when men mention the stuff on social media, and y'all always say, "Who hurt you?"
Right.
Yeah, we hurt too.
Right.
Bro,
so
I didn't mean to cut you
off.
off.
No, you good.
Mine started early. Mine started 8.5 years old. Nah, fuck that. 4 years old when I'm putting a spoon in my mom's mouth from overdosing from coke. When I'm watching niggas beat her like to death, and I'm fighting dudes off of her at like 6, 7 years old. And then at 9 years old, she chose the drug over me. So my pain started early. So when I've ever dealt with a female, I didn't know nothing else but to be vulnerable, bro. Like I didn't know how to be, I'm gonna be subliminal with you. Yeah. No, I told you I wanted the white picket fence, and I'm gonna be a star one day. I'm gonna entertain the world. We gonna eat together. And I really meant it. Like it wasn't me just genuinely saying that to you. It was the pain I've been through, bro. It was seeing dudes rape my mother in front of me. Yeah. It was seeing dudes getting robbed at gunpoint in this city, like at 4, 5, 6 years old. Like it was an everyday thing. Like, or your mother to come home and say she got robbed, but you know she sold all the Christmas toys to go get high. Like, I knew that when you know that at 4, 5, and 6, that's a problem. So when you get 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, your 30s, and a woman play with you, you triggered. You don't want I don't want to play with you, bro.
But again, to go back to your point, like I said earlier, that's a part of being a black man.
Yeah.
Like, and what I mean by that, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of black women are doing their thing. And I want to be clear about that. They doing their thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be getting educated, getting degreed, and all that other stuff. But you got to understand, being a black man, right? And I'm saying this with all due respect. The things that a lot of people call a midlife crisis, that was this man's 6-year-old birthday. That was his birthday. Some people only been robbed at gunpoint one time in their life. He has a memory from his 4-year-old birthday. Like, come on, man. Like, this is, and you go through so many things as a black man, you forget. You forget it. You forget half of the stuff. You suppress it. You repress it. You put it in the back burner because you got to keep going. I got to make it. I got to do it. It's so many. I'm a king. I'm a king. I want to be clear about that. I'm a king. No, I don't have that estate yet. It's coming. No, I don't have the notoriety yet. It's coming. It's coming. So now when it's coming, I need to align myself with that right woman, because that right woman can make or break you. She can set you up or she can set you back.
And I say this, man, and I deal with this problem all the time, bro. Women, let me be vulnerable enough to tell you that at 2 to 4 years old, I was raped by a grown man. And I can live to say that shit. And when I'm telling you, like, don't play with me like that, or I'm a certain way, yo, understand, I'm real. And I've been through so much that my demons are different than yours.
Yeah.
My demons are why I stay happy and I gotta make you laugh.
Right.
Because the dark shit in my head, the places I had to go to be who I was, and then be 22 and homeless and eating out of Panera Bread trash cans, bro. Nah, I can't go backwards. I don't know what backwards is.
Right.
Because the only thing is up for me. So when a man tells you, like, yo, I just want to love you, I want to give you the best parts of me, understand that. Because the best parts of them have been hidden through the toughest times that could started like mine's at 2 years old. To where everybody sees every accomplishment I've made in my life, but don't realize I always had to go revisit that 2-year-old that was getting raped, that 4-year-old that was getting touched, bro. And remember, like, yo, we said we was gonna do this, bro, when everybody didn't see it. And I think sometimes women, what hurts me the most is when you see women forget that men go through the same pain y'all go through, if not more, because we gotta protect you when you hurt, and then gotta accept you when you don't want us. And then we gotta praise you when we beneath you. So we gotta find our place in your life. That's any woman. That's not, I don't even say just black women, that's any woman. You gotta find your place in a woman's life sometimes, and I'm realizing more and more for men, know you, bro. Know your worth. Know your story. Know your pain. Know your struggle.
I think you want better. Get you your peace, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Life is completely different once you attain peace. And what I mean by peace is, like, you don't give a fuck what nobody say. You in your house. You doing your thing. You don't need no fucking entourage. You don't need all them people that's around you, bro. Just do you. Once you get to that point, now you living. Before that, you doing that shit for somebody else. Whether you going to college, whether you going to work, whether you doing whatever the fuck you doing, until you find what makes you happy, like you said earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even know what made you happy. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even know. It took you 2 weeks to figure out what make you happy. Here it is, you done been with yourself your whole life. And it took you 2 weeks. But if they were to ask you at the time, what will make your wife happy, you could rifle that shit off in 30 seconds.
Right?
So how the fuck it take you 30 seconds to do it?
Just to go back to what we was talking about, it was off camera. It was, I forgot how we got on the subject, but I was telling them how for years I wasn't completely me, because it took one question going to therapy. When the therapist asked me, what makes you happy? I literally had no answer. For like 2 weeks.
That's crazy, bro. Well, 2 weeks about yourself,
I was in my 30s. I had no answer.
No answer. You get what I'm saying? So now that's confusion. That's confusion. At the end of the day, if someone's asking you about you and you can't answer them right then and there, like, a lot of people living in that. And it take them longer than 2 weeks. Some people that go 2 years and can't figure out what make them happy. You get what I'm saying? Like, But it take you to take a step back and be like, hold up, this ain't right. I ain't saying what I'm about to do is right, but I know this ain't right. I know this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at all of those things. You know what I'm saying? And fortunately, you have black men at different stages. You have a black man in his 20s, black men in their 30s, and you a black man in your 40s. And at the end of the day, we all can say that we gonna go through that. Like, it's gonna get to a point where you ain't gonna know which way is up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You like, man, life is gonna be smacking the shit out your ass. Like, life smacking you back and forth. You like, man, I just want this to stop. Whatever this is, I just wanted to stop. You know what I'm saying? Let me regroup. Let me start this shit over. Let's try this again.
And I look at it as the different challenges in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? It allows me to know that I already been through the toughest shit in my life, bro. You can't throw nothing to me but death next, bro.
Right.
Like, and death ain't even bad because I'm gonna plateau because I know whatever creator I believe in, my universal creator is gonna take me to another plateau. Like, because I done my work here. Yeah. I'm making sure every day I finish is complete. Yeah. Before I, you know, you never recognize it, but when I was homeless, I read Proverbs. I went through Proverbs like it was a religion. I didn't even go through the rest of the Bible. And my homeboy that was real Bible savvy, he was a young preacher. He was like, bro, read Proverbs. If you want to know the answer on what you do next, it's Proverbs. Now, most people read the Bible, don't understand the Bible. It's a lot of words. You hear the riddles. You hear but what I got from it was the two words that Proverbs is made up of, knowledge and wisdom. If I allow myself to gain knowledge, I can utilize my wisdom into the world. So I can end every day wiser, even if it ain't 100% wiser. I can get 1% wiser. 1%. And if I got that 1%, 30 days of 1% gonna give me 30%.
You hear me?
And then I get 100 days of that. That's 100%.
100%.
While everybody else is trying to get 1,000, I just want that 1%, bro.
All right, let me ask you a question. I like that. Let me ask you a question though. All right, so you said you was homeless when you realized that, right? Right. So my question for everybody is, why in our community, or just being black in general, you feel me? Why do we tell our kids and tell ourselves that we gotta go through some shit first to get it or to learn it, you feel me? Because even on the opposite scale of when you look at different races and shit, yeah, they kids might go through some shit, but like you said, they not going through no shit. They're not going through no shit, you feel what I'm saying? Right. They're not going through that blender, you feel me? And I ain't gonna lie, just as me being a youngin', some niggas make it through that hard point, and some niggas don't. Like I got niggas locked up right now that I'm sure that like they fathers probably just like Well, I know their fathers like you feel me? I know they mothers, you feel me? I know they mothers know they fathers, you feel me? But and they parents hear this shit. How I learned it is going through this tough situation or going through X, Y, and Z. You feel me? So only way you gonna learn it is going through X, Y, and Z. And then them niggas ain't make it out. You feel me? Them niggas ain't make it out how you made it out as a father. You feel what I'm saying? And I be looking at that, and my son only one. So I be looking at that now like, you feel me? Like, yeah, I can, you know, raise him that way. Of course, you're going to have to learn some things on your own. I'm not spoon feeding you, you feel me? But it's like sometimes I think, I don't know where this, like why in our community are we like this? You know what I mean? Like even, it's so deep. It's in really every little thing. People feel like you can't be that product unless you went through this hard situation. You made it out of being homeless, but it's a lot of niggas that didn't. You feel me?
I'm gonna tell you why it is. It's the same theory. It's the Willie Lynch theory, bro. Break it down. Tell you, I said this book to you a while before. Read the Willie Lynch theory. Nobody reads it anymore. But when I was young, my pop said, "You wanna fuck up? Read this." And Willie Lynch told you that once I systematize a black man and the people around that black man, that system is gonna run the way that the master is. Because so the system started as, you gotta go through hard shit to get it through. They never told you that if you go through the shit correctly, The hard shit ain't the same shit that
same
we
hard
went
shit,
through.
yeah.
Like, you feel me?
It ain't
This
the
shit
same
is
hard
different. It's never told you that way because it's always your parents is raising you the way that their parents raised them.
Right. So
Mom-
it's repeating the cycle.
My grandfather was a nigga that went through the projects with a shotgun, shooting niggas up with his band of homies. My father and them ran high rises in Lafayette projects. I broke the cycle. I said, I can't do that, bro. I got 3 sons. I don't got one. He had 1 son. Before he had his next 2, he had me only. What changed him was me. I think sometimes, not saying a man with a daughter isn't great, but when you got to look at yourself through your son's eyes sometimes, it changes you a lot more.
Yeah.
Because the man that you are is going to be a reflection of the kid that you put out.
Absolutely.
Now, with a girl, it's different because you're going to always protect a girl.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why when we talk about this black women and the black man theory, you're always going to protect your baby girl.
Yeah.
But your baby boy, let that nigga run out in the traffic and see if he understand. Like, if he gonna stop for the he gonna stop. But that's how we're thrown out because we're the test dummies of the warriors, princes, and the warrior kings to represent our tribes.
Yeah. Yeah.
My pop said this to me the other day. We're the only race that will turn the kings and the queens and turn the queens into kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
But remember what I was saying earlier. You on king shit. So instead of looking at it in a sense of when people hear the word king, they think of England. They think of they might even think of a pharaoh. They think of somebody that's already completed some shit.
Right.
They never think about the journey that the king has to go on to become the king.
Facts.
Now some kings are given that kingship inheritance. You know what I'm saying? That means your father was the king so that you became the king.
Yes, sir.
They never tell you about the story about the motherfucker that became the king that wasn't the king at first.
real shit.
He had to go kick some ass.
Yeah, real shit.
A lot of called, very few are chosen. You know what I'm saying? So now it takes some time for you to really see this, which of course, like I asked you earlier, how old you were. And you're about to start seeing these things as you've gone through your cycles of life.
Right.
Now, what I mean by that is you're going to see that some dude done hopped out his square with you and you could spank his ass. But because you know the shit that's coming behind that and what you trying to do with yourself, you going to give this fucker a pass.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Now, the younger you would have been like, Slim, you a cold bitch.
Yeah.
Go crush Slim. But because you trying to accomplish more with yourself and life karma is going to take care of that for you, you like, I don't need to dirty my hands with that. That takes some lessons. That takes some life. That takes knowing you have a son that can't nobody raise your son better than you raise your son.
Yes, sir.
Your son is in your likeness. So you know you ain't no sucker. You ain't no sucker. You ain't doing no sucker shit. You ain't gonna put him in no sucker position. But ain't nobody gonna feel him like you gonna feel him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to become a king to understand that. Now,
Right.
I'm talking to you now in 2023. We gonna come together again, 2048 possibly. You're gonna be in a completely different life. You're gonna be in a completely different phase. Your money gonna be different. Your surroundings are gonna be different. And then you won't even be thinking about that type of question.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna be like, how the fuck can I get this boy to finish school
Yeah.
or do what the fuck I need him to do? Because now you understand you built your legacy.
Yes, sir.
But if we understand at 20, our legacy start there.
Yes, sir.
Not at 40.
Right.
Not at 50, but at 20,
Yeah.
our legacy start there. Then you can start putting that knowledge into your son. Like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I'm not about to be one of them old heads and all of that other shit, but I'm going to teach you right from wrong.
Right, for
whatever that's going to be. I don't want you to have to touch the oven to find out the oven is hot.
Yes, sir.
But son, if you don't want to believe me, go touch it.
Go touch
touch
that
it,
motherfucker.
If you don't believe that dad done touched the oven already and the oven is hot and I can't teach you how to cook, I can't teach you how to chef this shit up, all right, go touch it. And when you find out that oven is hot, then you come back and we can have a conversation. Because that conversation got a whole different meaning in it.